Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan. I am a professional tarot reader as well as a Reiki practitioner. Today, I wanted to make learning tarot for new beginners or people that are interested in reading tarot really fun. So I thought we could do something cool by working with our intuition and working with cards. So with that being said, I thought it could be fun to do a little exercise. I'm going to pull a random tarot card. We're going to look at the imagery together. You're going to intuitively, oh, this is a really good one to start with. Oh, we had multiple come out. Oh, these are all great ones to start with. We're going to look at the imagery. You're going to intuitively see what you see or feel what you feel through the imagery, and then I'll take some time explaining what the meaning or the original meaning is behind the card. Okay, this one is a very good one to start with. So this is the 10 of Wands. Look at this imagery. Like, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Maybe pause the video and put it in the comments. I would be so curious. But let's take a little bit of a deeper dive and see some of the things that really stand out. So there's 10 wands. They look pretty heavy. There is a person that's trying to carry them. And when you look at their posture, they're like barely hanging on. They're holding on to all the wands. They're very clearly struggling to carry all their wands, and especially their back. You can really notice it on their back. We can also take a deeper look of like what's going on in the background. So let me move this right in front of my face. So there seems to be some houses. It kind of looks like he's walking towards houses. It looks relatively calm, I would say. So the one other big thing that I would note here is that all of the wands are blocking out his vision. Now, we can even take it a step further and acknowledge how many wands there are. There are 10 wands. So if you know anything about numerology, 10 can be very significant as well. So maybe just take a minute to interpret kind of what you think is going on here. And again, if you haven't already, please pause and put your thoughts in the comments. And the other thing I'll say with the houses being so close, it's not like he's far away, right? Like it looks like he's almost home. Okay, so let's talk about the card for a minute. So personally, I think the imagery on this card specifically does an amazing job of explaining the card itself without actually having to know what the card means. Overall, it's someone that's tired. They are carrying too much alone and they look physically exhausted, right? Something I really like to ask people when I pull this card is, are you carrying too much yourself? Is there an opportunity for you to delegate or ask for help? Do you need to carry all of this alone? But to kind of summarize the 10 of Wands in my own words, and as I said before, it's really about being exhausted, carrying too much alone. This could be physically, mentally, spiritually, and also sometimes this can look like people carrying things like emotions from other people that aren't even theirs as well. So it's not really theirs to hold. And in terms of numerology, when we're working with tens, this often means an ending, right? So it is also a positive message of this phase will not last forever. And when we go back to look at the houses on the horizon that are super close, that also reinforces that you're really, really close. Don't give up. Could very well be the final chapter or even the closing in of something that's been really difficult and challenging in your life. Let's do one more card, and for this one I'll actually do the very first card in the deck. This is the Fool. The Fool's imagery says so much as well. So I think one thing that stands out for a lot of people when I'm reading their tarot that have never read tarot before or not familiar with tarot is the word the Fool. When you hear the Fool, what comes to your mind? Okay, but now let's take a deeper look at the imagery. I will say this is the very first card in the tarot deck, and it is associated with the number 0. You can actually see on the top 0. Okay, so let's take a look. First, we can see that the sun is shining here. We have this person, and they seem to be on the edge of a cliff, right? Based on their posture, they kind of look excited. It's almost as if, well, it isn't almost as if, it's their arms are wide open. They're kind of like excited, perhaps, but it is kind of almost contradictory to be excited, but also at the end of a cliff. So what do you think about that? So a few other things to notice. They are carrying like a little satchel, and something really cute is they actually have a dog with them as well. I'm so obsessed with my pink deck that I forgot it could be almost more useful to use the colored version. So some things that are actually even more easy to spot here is there's this beautiful mountain behind them. And yes, they are still standing on that cliff and they have their little dog with them. I do find their outfit quite interesting. Does the outfit remind you of anything? And maybe one other thing to notice here is they seem to be holding a little rose or a flower in their hand. Because the card is called the Fool, people often think that this person is like foolish or naive. Overall, we are talking about new beginnings. We are talking about excitement, but also like a little bit of nervousness because this is a new chapter. This is a new beginning. And now I'll explain the Fool how I might explain it to a beginner. And actually with this card, I do really like to use the imagery to help people understand, because often they're like, the Fool, what does that mean? This is really a card for new beginnings and something that you feel called to, but you feel like you have to jump off the cliff, but you also want to. You are ready to embrace the uncertainty and you are ready to have the universe catch you. The Fool is the beginning of a soul's journey. So with that being said, you can see that there's this young person, they're excited, their posture is open, the sun is shining, so there's so much potential, but also, of course, they are at the edge of a cliff. The cliff really represents the unknown, risk, uncertainty, and it's really that kind of leap of faith energy. It's all about stepping into a new phase, really without any guarantee. What I love about the number 0 being associated with the Fool is 0 represents limitless possibilities. We don't really have certainty when we start a new beginning, or we don't have the answers of how it's going to go, but that's kind of what the adventure is all about. I really hope this was helpful. Please let me know down below if it was. I absolutely love tarot. I love talking about it. I love teaching it. So if you want more of these videos, please let me know. I'm also thinking maybe doing a little series where I teach tarot, maybe different cards, aspects of tarot. So let me know if you're interested in that as well. And lastly, my Instagram is linked below. So if you want to book a personal reading with me, just send me a DM on Instagram.